So if your school does have Māori as a compulsory course, let us know, because we think someone should be collecting data on such an important issue. Now, the role of the Māori monarchy is in question following allegations of conduct unbecoming of a member of the royal family. King Tuheitia has been labelled common for using the F word while firing a female tribal leader. The heated exchange took place in front of Kuia, Kaumātua and Tamariki. This has raised questions about the quality of advice given to the king. We're joined by Waikato Tainui Chairman Tukoroirangi Morgan, but first Marissa Ball looks at the history of Te Kingitanga.
The Kingitanga was a movement to create a Māori nation under a Māori king. In 1858, after consultation amongst tribes around Aotearoa, Waikato chief Pōtatau Te Wherowhero became the first Māori king. In 1860, King Tāwhiao became the second Māori king, and in 1885, Paukai were established. Events which would enable direct consultation with the king by Kingitanga members on tribal matters. 1894 saw the third Māori king, Kingi Mahuta. In 1912, Kingi Te Rata became the fourth Māori king. In 1933, Kingi Koroki became the fifth Māori monarch, and in 1946, the Waikato Tainui Māori Trust Board was established. 1966, the first Māori queen was appointed, Dame Te Atai Rangikahu. In 1995, she signed the Waikato Raupatu Claim Deed of Settlement. The same year, the Waikato Tainui corporate structures were established, including Te Arataura. In 2006, Kingi Tuheitia became the seventh Māori monarch. Te Kauhanganui is a tribal parliament for Waikato Tainui. It is the sole trustee of the tribal group and has over 190 members, representing 66 marae. Te Arataura is the executive board for Te Kauhanganui. Tukoroirangi Morgan is the chair for that group. But the past 12 months has seen numerous dismissals and a resignation. Hemero was dismissed in December 2009 as a chief executive for Waikato Tainui Lands Trust. The following week, Sonny Wilson was dumped from Te Arataura Executive Board, following accusations by Tuku Morgan of leaking information to the media. And in March 2010, Tom Roa tendered his resignation as the chair of Te Kauhanganui, citing personal reasons. Tania Martin has this week been sacked by the King as the chair for Te Kauhanganui. Iwi members have become highly critical of the King, claiming his behaviour has become common and hurtful, ultimately questioning his mana.
Now, we're very fortunate to have Tukoroirangi Morgan with us here this morning, and he's about to talk with Jodi Ihaka. Jodi.
Kia ora, Scotty. Kia ora, Tuku. Thank you for coming. When you hear some of the comments in that story, how does it make you feel?
Oh, look, it's hugely disappointing that the attacks, not only on the king but also on the integrity of the tribe, comes from within. So I guess, you know, for us, we're no strangers to controversy. We had 1.2 million acres taken from us in 1864. And the road to redemption, to restoring our economic power and our influence in our own rohe has been a long journey, and that journey has been, you know, at times difficult. And what's clear is that even in the future, as we celebrate new successes, we make considerable progress going forward, there's going to be some impediments and some obstacles. But those are the things that galvanise us. Those are the things that make us determined to continue.
What might those obstacles be right now, do you think?
Oh, well, you know, clearly, and to put it succinctly, I can't talk about the report or anything to do with Tania Martin, because Tania Martin has dragged this into the court.
Can you confirm?
And that's been injuncted. So the tribe has been injuncted, and
when did that happen?
That happened today, and
Friday.
Friday, and
what can
Tuesday we go to the High Court.
So what can you tell me about how Tainui will react?
Look, it's you know, we've tried as hard as possible to keep it out of the courts, because we have a process within our own rules, and that process is better described as a dispute resolution process. We tried to go there, but today we're injuncted, and that's the only comment that I'm prepared to make right now, because everything that that rises out of this particular issue will be caught by a High Court case.
Exactly how does this disputes process work? Can you talk me through it?
Yeah, look, under the Tribal Parliament rule, 22.1 says that a disputes resolution process can be triggered by a member of the Parliament or a member of the Executive, which I am both. And I triggered that with a letter last week. That ran out today. And then after that would come a mediation process. So that mediation process is going to happen beginning next Monday. So we've got a bit of a problem. And the problem is that while we've tried to remain aloof from the courts, away from the courts, we're now being dragged into the court by a High Court case taken from by Tainui Martin. So we have no compunction but to be there.
Are you saying you would rather follow the Tainui Māori process and sort it out that way? If that's the case, what would you do?
We always favoured an avenue that kept us out of the courts, and there is a good reason why a disputes resolution process is in the rules of the Tribal Parliament, and that is that our history has told us in as recent as 2000, when our Ariki was taken to court, the late Māori Queen. And so those memories are still raw. And it was always our view that we stay away from the court. And so, as a result of our commitment to do that, the disputes resolution process was triggered.
Why can't you talk about the public perception around Kingitanga right now and swearing?
No, because everything goes back to the High Court case. I'm not about to make any comment.
Is that why there's been no initial denial that he swore from the iwi?
No, I'm not prepared to even have an obtuse conversation with you in relation to the matter, because it goes back to the heart of the issue. And that's the Tainui Martin case, which we'll hear, and we'll have plenty of time to hear in the High Court.
OK, I was going to ask you, in what circumstances is the F word appropriate?
Well, as I said in relation to the utterances of the King, I'm not going to go there. So there.
Let's talk about you and how much responsibility you have to take for what's happening with Tainui right now.
Yeah,
Let's talk about you being in the hot seat and you're used to it. Is it fair?
Well, it's part of the job. And
are you doing it well, do you think?
Well, in the end, I have to take one step at a time. This is a onerous responsibility when you have the full weight of 60,000 tribal members on your shoulders, and you're trying to work through a process that ensures stability and certainty for the tribe and confidence in the things that we do. So, we're a fantastic tribe. We've had huge successes of recent times, and even though the story has backgrounded a number of people coming and going, we're a fantastic tribe. Just last year, in the face of the recession, we made a net profit of $35 million. And, our new airport hotel at the Auckland International Airport is under budget and on time. The new retail centre that we recently opened, the second stage of our mall, hey, these are the successes that we celebrate with our people. Here's the disappointing thing, is that more often than not we get blind hit or, kneecapped from within. And that is a major concern for people like myself. No one likes to walk a pathway when you get tackled from behind by your own.
Isn't that just all part and parcel of iwi politics, though? 2 steps forward, half a step back.
Yeah, iwi politics is always a difficult minefield to walk. It is a minefield. It's a cauldron. It's tough. But actually, you just got to be there to do the hard yards, and I'm there to do the hard yards.
What is your current position on Takutai Moana Bill?
So we have there's some core elements in the bill that are good. We think that the issue of being able to go to court and to go head-to-head with the minister is a very good approach in relation to our concerns over the Seabed and Foreshore bill. We do have some concerns about the tests that determine the rights and interests for our people, because we think that the tests are a bit high.
Why are you happy to go to court on that issue, but not for employment issues within the tribe?
Well, this is not an employment issue because the...
No, Tanya Martin's employment issue.
No, Tanya Martin's not an employment issue because she is an officer, an elected officer. She's not employed by the tribe, she's an elected officer, which is completely different.
Right.
So, you know, as I say, our position in relation to the Seabed Foreshore bill is quite clear. There's some good ingredients and good elements in that bill. It's a million miles from where the 2004 bill or the 2004 Act is right now. It is you know, it's a major improvement. But sure, there's going to be some issues. But we trust our negotiation skills to get us there and to get us a level of comfort and confidence about where we sit in relation to the Takutai Moana bill.
Are those issues because of people on the western side of all of Waikato are not supporting you, and they're saying that you don't have their mandate?
Well, you know, that's... so let me be quite clear. In 2004, Lady Laiha Mahuta and I were given the mandate by the Tribal Parliament to resolve all settlements, including the outstanding settlements of the West Coast Harbour. That's in the 1995 Section 8, Clause 2.2 of the Act. Now, you know, I reminded the Minister last week, the Minister of Treaty Negotiations, you're not about to break your own law, because you can't be talking to our hapu. The only mandated organisation is the iwi organisation Waikato Tainui. So even despite, you know, the rumblings on the coast, actually, there's only but one mandated organisation. That's the tribe, and I'm the principal negotiator. And that was confirmed, and people should avail themselves of the facts, because it was confirmed, minuted in the 2004 in front of the Parliament, signed off and confirmed and endorsed by the Parliament.
How do you handle the accusations that you've been having closed-door deals with the Prime Minister and the Treaty Minister?
Look, my job is to open the doorway of opportunity, and I will use my influence, whether it's with the Prime Minister or with any other minister in this country, to position my tribe in the strongest place possible. And if that amounts to having a cup of coffee with the Prime Minister or going to see him at the Kuru Lounge or wherever, I'm there.
So
because my responsibility is to look after the future of my people and to position them in the gateways of opportunity, and I'll make no... you know, I don't apologise about that.
You're also part of Iwi Leaders Forum, and
Yes,
they've been coming under a bit of flack too, being all too powerful and having instant access to all the right people. How much pressure do you feel under to try and balance out all of that? We,
as a Kingitanga iwi, our job is a custodian of the Kingitanga movement, and so my job is to in a significant way build relationships across iwi throughout this country. It is interesting that at the Koronehana this year, we had 52 iwi represented at the Iwi Leaders Forum, hosted by ourselves, celebrating the Māori King. Now, sure, it's going to be tough, because there are people who will jump up and down on the outside, but actually the people that turn up to these hui are mandated people in their own right. And so the job of the Iwi Leaders Forum is to take issues like water, the ownership of water, to a certain place, and then it's for individual iwi to cut their own deals. Now, we've never ever said that we speak on behalf of iwi. What we do is that we facilitate a position, get them to a certain place, and then the door is open for them to work out the issues individually. That's the kaupapa.
Are you confident that you can fix all these problems within Tainui?
It's always going to be tough, and Rome wasn't built in a day. But I'm confident that, you know, our old people lost their lives in the defence of their lands. These are just words. And so in sorting out the differences amongst our iwi, we have to trust our confidence that actually people are sensible, people are pragmatic, and all we want to do is go from here to here. Because in 1995, when Sir Robert cut the deal over Raupatu, the fact that we lost 1.2 million acres and it was only given $170 million, well, now the tribe now is worth nearly $700 million. And we've come a long way, and we're doing some fantastic things, and our people actually are very happy. But the incident that's happened over the last 2 weeks have been completely unnecessary, because that report was an inaccurate report. So in the end, what we're saying here is this, is that despite those setbacks, we're going to carry on, because we must, because we have a duty for those who come after us and the unborn generations that we represent right now.
Kia ora, thank you very much for coming on to the program. Kia ora tuku.
E te rangatira e tuku Jodi tēnā kōrua.